Thank you for tuning in to my channel. Thank you for giving me a little of your time, grab a little bit of your attention. This is another episode of My 2 Cents, My 2 Pennies, and I'm your host, Nino. I was in the mall and a couple came up to me. They had been a new fan of the channel, and they said that they just got together and they possibly want to go long term. They're starting out, it's kind of like a friendly relationship now, and then they want to get a little bit more serious, and then if it goes okay, they eventually want to tie the knot and get married. So they said, Mr. Nino, would you delve in and chime on a topic called preconceived notions prior to relationships? Peeps, let me repeat this again. Preconceived notions prior to relationships. The idea or beliefs someone holds about what a partner should be like before they start dating. When you start dating, you start out as a friendship. Well, you have to be friends before you get serious. So I believe you have a filling out process, right? You have to become comfortable with each other, right? Because relationships a lot of times starts with trust and awareness of each other. Often based on personal experiences, society norms or media portrayals who might not fit neatly into that predefined mold. Again, why are you stepping into hot water, expecting the hot water to be cold? When you step in hot water, you know it's going to be hot till it cool down. My meaning is, why would you enter a relationship with already expectations that you're putting on yourself instead of building, instead of constructing, instead of unifying together or consolidating together? And then we get to a certain point, purpose or being of each other. Because if you come in there already expecting something, you're already setting yourself up for failure. Just slow down. And I know with social media and the internet and perception of how people should be, it's really hard out there to not get caught up in the maze or not get caught up in the matrix or, well, I just can't meet nobody and they're nice and I can fill them out and I can get to like them and we can see where it goes from there. Everything has a build up to it. And you got to remember, social media is a lot of bull junk too. Social media, just a lot of hype that you shouldn't get yourself into. I believe, because I'm old school, and youngsters, it's nothing wrong with being young, but using an old school formula. Get to know somebody first without having serious expectations that if they don't meet your standards and then you are disappointed so heavily that you might instantly fall into depression. Preconceived notions, relationships can be limited. Of course, very limited, because you're not doing it, as I see, the right way. Now, this is only my opinion. You can't go in there expecting, you can't come into a relationship and you're just a basic, nice, everyday working individual or consumer, but you done seen your girlfriend or you done seen somebody that you admire have the same basic, similar build up, or as far as, or should I say, the same similar makeup as you. Basic, cool, down to earth, an ordinary person. But they was able and was blessed to get with somebody that they connected with, and opposites attract. And so he or she might have been wealthy and took her or took him that was ordinary and went on and rolled off, and they began to start a good thing. Don't base things on, again, what you're seeing from other people. Now, you can base things, other relationships, as far as morals, as far as showing dignity and integrity, but don't try to replicate the same thing that you seen somebody else, because she or he done came told you this is what materialized when him or her got was such and such, and then in the end it was all gravy. No, don't do that. Preconceived notions can prevent people from considering partners when might not fit their initial expectations, potentially missing out on good connection. There you go again. Just because you meet somebody and they're not spoiling you initially, or they might not showing a lot of money, or how can I say this, relaying their hand, or becoming so cool to you as you see it that they want to, how can I say, treat you well, because they don't know you at first. It's not saying that it's not in their DNA, and it's not saying that they won't spoil you if you become that person, that mate or whatever, but they're not going to do that from the initial contact or the initial time y'all get to know each other, because now out here stuff is just so out of whack and out of sync and crazy. People used to come out, being very generous, very nice, very kind, and people would run all over them, take their niceness or their kindness for their weakness, and then misuse them and abuse them. And I'm not meaning physically abuse them or nothing like that. I mean misuse them and abuse them mentally, and use their kindness and their weakness, the one person to the person to their advantage, if you know what I mean. So now what I'm trying to say is, keep the feeling out process. And if he or she likes you and becomes again comfortable with you, they don't mind spoiling you. They don't mind treating you, showing you your value or your worth. If you're a queen, they don't mind treating you like a queen. Vice versa. If you're a king, a woman don't mind treating you like a king. But let the process and the layers and the steps by steps unfold and produce first before you're giving up because you don't see what you want to see within 2 or 3 days or 2 weeks of the relationship. It doesn't work like that. What do mostly women say? What do mostly women say? No matter what, unless they just strictly gold diggers or out to get the bag, what do they usually say? You need to get to know me first. Get to know me first isn't nothing but a filling out process. They trying to see, they might take you through tests or exams, and I mean life tests or exams, to see, are you true blue? Or are you false or fake as a $2 bill? And a $2 bill isn't fake. But what I'm trying to say is they're just trying to figure you out when they say you need to get to know me. They think it can be a future with you. Possibly it can be a future with you, but they're not going to make that decision quick, fast, and in a hurry. That's called rushing. No, no, no. Sources of preconceived notions. Number 1, personal experiences, past relationships, family dynamics, or childhood experiences can shape beliefs about what a healthy partnership looks like. Past relationships. Started out, the guy was cool. He was very considerate. He was a gentleman. Opened the door for his lady. First couple of months, okay, she had her guard up. Then she thought, well, this about 5 or 6 months into the relationship, so everything is cool. So now she like, he might be the guy. Now, the true, real him came out then. Because, you know, a leopard shows his spots when he gets comfortable and he think he has you. So, my meaning about that guy that when they first started was a gentleman, showed hospitality, and was opening the door for her because he didn't have her then for her mind. She wasn't totally sold on it. But once he totally sold on it, he totally flipped, started abusing her, and I mean physically and mentally. And it went from she's the jewel and she's the prize to he flipped, and now he started manipulating her out of money and started controlling her. And it took her down the road of straight mental depression. Family dynamics or childhood experiences. You got to realize a lot of relationships, preconceived notions or whatever, are seen, or how can I say, want to be facilitated or want to be properly managed the same way they saw their parents. A man see how his father treated his mother, how the father was possibly the breadwinner, or they say the breadwinner, and the mom stayed at home, did all the nurturing duties, because again, most of the time, men's are the breadwinners, or the solidarity, go out there and do the tough stuff, get their hands dirty, blood, sweat, and tears, and the women are home nurturing, taking care of the household, raising the kids, cooking, and so on and so on. But a man seen that, so once he growed up, once he went and got either his career by going to college, graduating from college, and getting a career job, or just graduating high school, getting a nice solid job, say, you know, a warehouse job, logistics or whatever, but he makes a nice amount of money. In his mindset, he sees, I'm going to be the breadwinner. I prefer my wife to stay at home and be the nurturer. She can work because I don't have no handcuffs on her, and I want her to walk, think, and choose on her own. But he has seen his father recipe for success one way, and they grow on together. So he figured that's the way he wanted to use it. And women, when you want to switch the roles, they see their parents the same way. You think a woman don't see how her dad treated her mom, or you don't think a woman see how her mom treats her dad? And so when she finally meets that long-term mate, lifelong partner that she thinks she wants to stay or live the rest of her life with, she wants to mold and do that same kind of way that she seen her parents do. It can shape beliefs about a healthy partnership look like. That's what I just explained. People want successful things. They want a formula they can go to, stick to, and it work. People want this common decency. They want this live basically life without no problems. Now we know life gonna bring problems, but even in relationship, they want the most easy, the most morally. Let's get the finances. Let's raise the kids properly. And let's live our life and grow old easy and simple as they can. Social conditioning, media portrayals, cultural norms, and society experiences. Please, don't get caught up in the social media stuff. Because as I said earlier, social media is not nothing but a lot of fabrication of one's imagination. Social media just keep things stirred up. Do you think social media is 100% accurate? No. Social media is strictly just a perception of something. So don't get caught up in social media. Don't get caught up in society norms, because society changes all the time. Don't get caught up in all of that, because if you do, you will be lost. All of that definitely can influence what people perceive as desirable traits in a relationship. Well, here we go. What do social media almost picture as every woman? She got to have, as far as her attraction, she got to have a solid body, basically a BBL, you know, to the fullest, even though they don't need BBLs, you know. If they ain't getting that cosmetic surgery, but they have to have a body of a goddess, skin nice, tan, and beautiful, long hair, as for a woman, you know, this is a beauty. But basically, a woman is perceived through social media as a goddess. And when a woman through social media is a goddess, what do a lot of times they label her if she's moving in a certain way? She's got to be after the money. She can't have a body like that and want to take or start a relationship slowly. With a body like that, she think a man only sees her body, not her mind. And if she does have a mind, she throws all that out the window because social media has hyped up, oh, well, she has this great body, and knowing men think that we only think with our second head, not our first head. They gonna see that attractive woman with a BBL, a curvaceous body, nice cleavage. They don't want to take the time to get to know her. They don't want to take the time to see what her mental state is, how intellectual she is. They want to do one thing. They want to get her in the sack and game over. And by getting it in the sack, then the woman knows that. So she says, or the goddess will reply back, well, if you want to get me in the sack, where's the mignon? You want to play? Bring the mignon. So see, there you go. Stereotypes. Generalizing about certain groups of people based on their demographics can lead to preconceived notions about potential partners. I did say it. I did say it. I did say it. What are women looking for? If he ain't a rapper, if he ain't a baller, they looking for somebody that has not only the big bags as a woman looks for. A man has to be financially secure. A woman says she wants security. Yeah, she might talking about security where protection, and a woman does want a man that can protect her and everything, but a woman wants financial security. You done seen it on social media. With, a woman will see you and judge you by your vehicle. A woman will see you and judge you about how the drip you wear. Looking down at your shoes. What is said when you first approach a woman and she checks out a man? She's not looking at a brother or a guy from his head down. She's looking at a brother from his feet up. What is his values? Does he have fine jewelry? Does he have a Richard Mille watch? And I know all of us can have a Richard Mille watch. I'm just throwing that out there. But like a Rolex. A woman is looking for nice things on a man. And then now, if she sees that, now that's curiosity got the cat. Now she think, well, if he got that, and then don't let him run to a Lambo or a nice car, it's over with. Now she's like, okay, now, because she sees it as he not can only take care of himself, he can take care of me. Example of preconceived notions. Believing a partner must be a certain age, have a specific career, or come from a particular socioeconomic background. That right there, I beg to differ. Because everything else, with the socioeconomic background, I did it, and a specific career. But age, you can be young or old again. How much you got in your pocket? What's your bank account look like? Do you have stocks? Will you see yourself 5 years from here? How do you see, can you take me and put something with what I have and then bring me up if I'm lower level or lower tier, and bring me up higher level or higher tier? So as I said, on that, everything pretty much, and it still shouldn't boil down to that. But no, age doesn't make a difference. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. But you know, this is 2025, and a lot of time, what's morally, integrity, what's right, as you see in your eyes, is no integrity, it's not morally, it's not right in other people's eyes. Assuming a partner should always prioritize their relationship over personal goals. Yeah, but okay, don't you have to have goals to cement a nice relationship? Don't throw your goals out of the way, because if the relationship dissolves, or if the relationship is omitted and come to a complete stop, your goals where you had it with your former partner or your former mate, now by subtraction, now it can just be you by yourself still trying to attain your goals. So I'm saying continue your goals no matter what the relationship is about. Because yeah, the relationships are a big thing, but relationships can come and go. A relationship can be great, strong, sturdy, and within weeks, within months, it can be fractured, severed, over with. But if you have goals, whether you by yourself or whether you're going to be a duo, go after your goals, complete your goals, strive to get to your goals, because goals lead to success, I believe. Goals, G-O-A-L-S, not G-O-L-D-S, goals. Expecting a partner to look a certain way based on societal beauty standards. There you go, what I said back then. You know, you expecting a woman to have this certain figure, this certain, you know, and I love a woman with tattoos. She had this certain figure. She has a nice round derriere. She's tatted up. She had long, pretty hair. You know. Now they wear the fake eyelashes. Instead of, why now you can't just take a natural woman? Why natural cannot just be in? Because it's still some people out there, whether male or females, but most of this is speaking towards the females, because guys can't use BBLs. Only thing we can do is get in the gym, work out, tone up, muscle up, like that. You know, keep our body nice, trimmed. We can't go pay and get add-ons and things to complete the attractiveness. But a woman can go get a BBL, go get a boob job, go get her lips done. Why you can't just be natural like that? Why you can't just have natural, sexy lips? Why you can't just work out and have nice toned legs? Natural. It's going to be more hard work, but it's also less the risk of danger because you got it naturally. Don't get caught up in what society thinks this how you should look, or the media thinks this how you look, but there it goes. The media, most of the time, it just fake, it's a hoax. It's the media has you living in make-believe. At times it's right, but a lot of times, if you base your life on this social media Believe me, social media is a lot of time people who are at home, who are lonely, who are depressed, who don't have nothing else to do. So misery deserves company. How to overcome preconceived notions of relationship. Self-reflection. Examine your own beliefs and assumptions about relationships to identify and biases. Well, you know, when it comes to working on a particular, what is it called? What's a pronoun? A person, place, a thing? So when it comes to working on yourself, basically sometimes I look at it like a pronoun. You work on yourself. You work on yourself at your place. You work on yourself with things. Don't have beliefs or assumptions from what you think somebody else should be because of what you have seen, or again, what is posterized as this is how it should be. No, don't do that. Relationships should be, again, built on dignity, honor, getting to know, humor, and things like that. In today's world, all that outside interference, like social media, like, oh, they gotta look a certain way, like, oh, he has to be getting up to the bag. And I'm old school. Back in the day, yeah, women liked the man that was doing good financially on the job, but women also liked you and didn't mind teaming up with you and helping you to get to the promised land. Open communication, discussing or trying to pass initial impressions and engage with individuals based on their personality. Discuss your expectation and need openly with potential partners to build a healthy relationship. What they say, a first impression goes a long way. See, people really value when they meet you the first time if this is going to be a go or this is going to be a no. Because I have always thought that was a little critical, but that's what people want. They, first time when they step, because I guess they think like this. If I never see them again, if I never run into them again, and I might often thought about them were good or bad, that first impression went a long way in me basing my decision on why, well, I wonder what they doing, or will I give them another chance? Especially when you have people out here that's looking for not only a relationship, a healthy relationship. Focus on individual qualities. Pay attention to a person's personality, value, and interest. Of course, I want you to get to know what I like. I want to get to know what you like. I want to examine your personality. Were you humorous? Were you laid back? Were you always serious? You know, even if you manipulate, even if you're manipulating, even if you're very shrewd, even if you're very intellectual. Because people all act different. You don't too much get people, not an abundance of them, when you first meet, that they act the same. And remember that old phrase, coin, opposites do attract? Now, the same attract too. But if you're mad and you meet somebody that's humorous, then they make you laugh. You're not mad no more. If you're not serious and you take everything as a joke, but you meet somebody that's very serious, very straightforward, and very dialed in and focused, then that would turn your dial and make you that way, for better or worse, because you can be always joking around and not serious enough. That can be a distractor. Or you can be too serious and never want to be playful and never just want to let your guard down and relax. And it can cause a lot of tension and stress. So, see, that way too is a way you got to take interest in. Example of preconceived notions in relationships. Partners should be the breadwinner. Social conditioning, similar social background. Partners must be physically attractive to a certain standard. Well, most of the time, again, if you're looking for a partner that's, ladies, that's you see you want them to be the breadwinner, that's what you seen. Again, I'm going to go back to when we first started, when you were small. That's what you are used to. From your family to maybe your siblings was married and their husband was the breadwinner. So you seen that. So when it's your time to walk down the aisles or say I do, or just be in a long-term relationship before you say I do, you're accustomed to someone or a man that's going out and holding it down, the breadwinner. Social conditioning, similar social backgrounds. Well, yeah, that's true too. Because if, say, you have two college students and they're both in nursing school, a good nursing school. Both of them, one of them want to be a nurse, one of them want to be an RN. Say the male want to be an RN and the female want to be an LVN. They basically have the same social background. So they study together. They have made, here goes this deal again. They're in a relationship now, but they also the made goals. You know, they even living in the same, they live together and have an arrangement when they live together. They go to school, so they learning how to adapt. But the basic thing that's really kind of holding them together, because they have similar background traits. They're both striving for the same thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just like it's not nothing wrong with, and I'm not saying you can't make it in a relationship if you have different background traits. But I think it's a plus if you have similar or the same social background traits. You understand what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? Partners must be physically attracted to a certain standard. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it. I'm just gonna keep a nice buck there. It's something about your partner physically that you got to like. They can be the smartest. They can be the nicest. They can be the most generous. They can make you laugh. They can make you happy. They can be that strong shoulder that you can lean on. They can be that soft touch that you need. But it's got to be something physically attractive about them that keeps your head turning and keeps you involved. Where they have, say, men, a handsome face, a pretty smile, keep themselves toned and in shape. Women, a beautiful smile, very intellectual, a gorgeous, curvaceous body. And we're not just trying to say sex sale, but physical attraction is the key. It is. You just not going to too much see. If you see a gorgeous, gorgeous person with a less attractive person, and I'm talking about this can be man or woman or man. It's more than just a relationship that they trying to build together and be equally yoked with that they trying to build. It's either one is out to get something from the other, or the other is out to get something from the one. I don't believe it's genuine. How the guys say it's genuine. You want a sound mind. You want a hard worker. You want all of that nice and everything in a relationship. But it has to be physical capabilities about your partner in that relationship. Something to that part of the whole equation that I believe that two turns your head or wants you to stay totally committed in this relationship. This is Nino, and I just wanted to delve in on preconceived notions prior or of relationships. Again, preconceived notions prior to a relationship. Love.